how do you make yourself indispensable? So when I started managing Aziad during 2020, I started sitting around tables, the corporates, and the money that was being discussed on those tables. You are like, haya, kumbe kuna pesa huku nje. And all this money, more of it is put in the marketing budget. Any company marketing budget ndio kuanga one of the highest. Sindio? And that is the people that want to work with content creators. So I wanted to replicate what I have experienced with Aziad to see how we can also replicate it amongst artists, actors, musicians, filmmakers like myself, and stuff like that. So I realized there's a lot of money. Then why should the money follow you? One of the first things I told Aziad, and I'm working towards even working with these other guys, is don't go chasing for opportunities. Invest in yourself first. The opportunities will come your way. Okay? Otherwise, if you go chasing, then they will address you according to your desperation. That makes sense. So right now, take a lot of time. I can see very young people here. You guys still have like 58 years to go. Someone say amen. You have 58 years to go in your lifetime. Okay? So that means you guys have a lot of... Samuel L. Jackson being an actor, alianza Cortero in his 40s. Morgan Freeman, the likes, the same. Okay? So, msiwe na desperation ya kungangana to make it out there. Take your time, invest in yourself, then with time, the brands will come knocking your doors. Okay? That is when you will have the upper hand in your negotiation. Sawa. I will continue just opening up the conversations around. I will be using most of these guys as examples in my discussions. What are your expectations? Expectations. What do you want from me at the end of this? To learn how to hear? Wawili tu?
Most definitely to learn what I don't know.
What you do not know?
About Sanaa as a whole.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sawa. One more, yeah. Oh. Ladies last.
Yes. For me, I'd love to learn from you how to market myself and my brand, but also how to network with the right people.
Okay. Sawa. Bosti. 2 words.
Kwangu ni
endelea tu.
Vile ninaweza ama tunaweza ingia kwa hiyo management company yako.
Okay. Yes sir.
Naitwa Zia. Kwa mfano uko na vitu tofauti tunafanya, una act, tunafanya nini? So utajuaje kama strong yako ni gani labda? Sometimes unajiona mimi naona niko sawa kote, lakini you don't know what the audience wanapenda kwako sana labda sababu ya delivery yako. Utajuaje niche yako sana?
Okay. Yeah. Hey, one more.
Yes. Venye amesema by this.
Unarudia kila ushasema tayari?
No, niko na yangu. Naweza sema mimi nataka kujua expectation yangu, yeah? I want to figure out what makes me different from wasanii wengine, unaelewa? Because kila mahali unaenda unaambiwa uko sawa, uko very Swahili ya Mombasa. Uko very mwanangu, unaona? Like I know sawa. Kwani talent yangu itaishia kwa bafu tu nikiimba kwa bafu ama itaisha tu nikiandika ma script zangu tu hapa hivi. Okay. Swahili like what makes me different design. Mbona miss party is opportunity hivyo kama same.
And you see, yours and his, you guys are talking about more or less the same thing. It is self-introspection. No one will decide for you what you are good at until you yourself go home and sit down and take out a kalamu. Now, what am I good at? Why am I good at what I'm good at? Am I able to invest? How much more investment do I have to put in my talent to ensure that I know what it is that I want? Okay? I am very many things. I have very many hats. Actor, director, producer. I can be crew. I am a talent manager. I'm a businessman. But I have to choose one thing. Okay? I have to choose one thing and say, today I am running with this and develop it until it's ready. Okay? So it is up to me. It is up to you to find what it is that you're good at. Okay? Look at how your fans, how they enjoy your different facets. Whatever they accept more, put a lot of more effort in that. Okay? Sijika nimesaidia ndugu yangu. Si ndio? So ni wewe mwenyewe. But as you do that also, find a small group of people that you can trust that can advise you accordingly. Okay? Piga show mabishi zako wawili watatu wakwambie ukweli. Na si wale wanakupampa peke yake, but they need to tell you the truth. Kama ni mbaya bro, ngori. Rudi shule tu. And pati ya shule, wasanii, kukuwa msanii maanishi haupendi masomo. Tusikizane hivyo. Okay? Wasanii, we are creatives. That means somehow kuna ka genius fulani pia tuko nako. So let's embrace masomo mali tunaweza. Okay? Sisemi eti tutupilie masomo kando kabisa. Sawa. Niko na slide ya hiyo kule mwisho. I'll come to it and then I will open now the plenary to questions and others. Ndio? Okay. So what I would want to achieve by the end of this session is, what do you consider talent? Okay. By the time tunatoka hapa tuna understand talent, but I'm sure you already have. You guys have been with Felicia for quite a while, and I'm sure this is not the first day you're having a workshop. So I'm sure you already understand what a talent is. How do you manage different talents? Myself, being an actor, how many poets, how many musicians, how many comedians, whatever. How can one position themselves? How can one position themselves as a talent manager in the key? Whoever is interested in running what it is that we do. And then what factors should one consider when creating a rate card? When you start putting a price to your art. And what is the collaboration between a talent and a manager, and what is the payment plan? I will also talk about that. And what type of contract negotiations options are there for a talent and a management to choose from? Okay, moving on very fast. Stakeholders, who are the people that are important in our industry? The talent themselves, number one. Okay. Number two, a manager. It is always advisable to look at, there is the agency. An agency is not necessarily a manager. What is the difference between a manager and a... Yes. And then a manager is the one who works with you brand-wise. Casting directors, this is in the world of actors. Someone who now is sourcing for the actors. Amepewa job ya kutafuta actors, and then acting and voice and movement, intimacy, stunt coach. These are people who help you become better in your craft. Then you have a director. More or less, this one is for the film and actors world. Okay, so we have a director, we have a producer, we have the client who's giving the money. Okay, in the sense of influencers. When Safaricom comes and says they want to work with Aziad, an agency is given that job to look for Aziad. Okay, so Safaricom is the client. Then you have associations. Association is what you are talking about, systems, okay, guilds, and then you have the cartels and gatekeepers. So make sure when you are in an industry, know the players within that industry, okay, in their clusters. Once you understand them, then you will know who you're working with, who you should not touch, or at what level should you touch on a particular player in the industry. Now, what is a talents manager, and what is the difference between a talents manager and an agent? Now, in the ideal setup, especially in Hollywood or even in Nigeria, these established industries, a manager should be your family. It's your family, but family in terms of maboys, ndio tunajuana. Unaona, wale tunakunywa pamoja, wale si uenda dunda pamoja, wale tumegrow pamoja. That is pick someone who should understand you, who will tell you the truth for who you are, okay, na hata kusugarcoat. Or Saile hauko, I will speak well of you when you're not. Okay? People will stand for you. Okay? That is a management. But professionally also, find someone who can just help you in terms of communication, negotiations, contracts, stuff like that, business-wise, okay? Now, for an agent, on the other hand, they don't want to care whether you ate last night or not. Okay? They don't care whether you've been working hard to your brand. They just want to see the end product. And they'll be like, yo, bro, I like your look. I don't care how much it has taken to prepare your look. I can sell you to Safaricom. Safaricom, yo, kuna huyu kijana hapa, naweza taka kufanya kazi na yeye. Okay? Again, the difference between an agency and whatever is, once the agent gets the job, the money comes to their accounts, and then they pay you after to may agree, whatever percentage whoever is taking. Now, for a manager, Kazi ya manager ni mingi. Okay? Professionally ukiangalia kina Will Smith, kina Rihanna kule hivyo, their managers take care of their lives. So that Rihanna hataki kujua kama msichana wa nyumba alilipwa ama hapana. Hataki kujua kama gari lifueliwa ama hapana. Yeye anataka kitoka kwa ule mlango, apata gari imepakiwa, tuende to the next venue. Hataki kujua kama next venue ishapangwa ama hapana. Manager shashughulikia, atafika kwa venue apate audience imekaa. Okay? Very ideal, right? So that is what a manager does. So a manager is paid per month. So that means whether there is work or not, in the ideal setup, a manager is always paid in, day out. Okay? For example, there's a film I did in Morocco in 2019. I was cast as one of the... Check it out. It's called Escape from Mogadishu. It was by some South Koreans. Okay? And I was the main bad guy. Yes. So I went there, and the moment I landed there, the producer asks me, where is your assistant? I'm like, assistant kivipi? Assistant wako kusaidia kazi kama msanii mimi niko nimejileta tu, nitajishughulikia. Ananiambia no, you are an actor, wewe umekuja kuact. Haufai kujua vile utalala, vile ndege yako itabukiwa. Nikasema mke wangu yuko Nairobi, she is sorting me out on those things. Akaniambia yes, but all the day to day. Naye atakuwa anakusaidia kushika, staff cost. That's when I realized haya. Na wakaniambia they were willing to pay for it. And that is when you realize in Hollywood, actually, these people pay for their assistants. The production pays for their assistant. Okay? And that is what management should be able to do. I am comfortably standing here with you guys today. And at the same time, as we speak right now, Natalie Tewa is shooting something in Nakuru. Okay? And I have provided for her an assistant to take care of her. Ambebe handbag. Amshikia simu. Sa ile yako na shoot kule kuna mtu anamshikia simu. And that is what gives you a brand value. Watu wanakuja wanaona ule msanii amejipanga na akikuja na watu wote inamaanisha akona bills za kulipa, so hata ni charge pesa za ujinga, unaona. Akisema mita 2, they will look around and they will be like, yep, I can see 2 million shillings they are asking for because all this people have to be paid for. Umekuja na gazla fulani pale hivyo, hata kani yako haya. Showbiz, Showbiz. I usually have even bodyguards on standby. That when you go to a university, akina Asia wanangana na bodyguard pale, maboys wana makando mabao. Showbiz. And Tanzania have learned that craft. So we know that. It's not like these guys more or less necessarily own these cars. They hire them. Okay, it's showbiz. So Kenya pia tunafaa kufika hapo hivyo. Then tuanze kuno. And that is when the safari comes and the whoever will give you their monies. Okay? So that is the difference between now an agency and a management. So a management is paid per month. Okay? Kama mfanyikazi tu mwingine, but an agency do not care your personal life. They just want to use you as a commodity to make their money. Okay? Now, money does not go to the manager's account. A manager is paid like every other person. Okay? However, we need to be very careful. Again, when you entrust so much into management, we've always heard about stories of artists wanakosana na management wao simply because ulimuamini sana. Okay? So make sure you understand the people that you're working with. All right? Make sure you understand yourself better so that a management does not come to throw you all over the place. Okay? So I'm encouraging you. So at the moment, as I was speaking right now, I'm already encouraging you going forward to start thinking about having managers. Let's not go to negotiate. Let's not go to tables without a second person to help us negotiate, to represent us, to help us, to tell you, bro, ile sweta hatuwezi enda nayo hivyo. Ile nywele itabidi tuchane kidogo. Sasa, what we do as a management, I've already mentioned, we help you network. We'll get you into rooms where people, can be aware of who you are. I'll say, hebu jaribu ile kijana, nimesikia kiimba na kuna venye. Yo bro, leo jioni tuko mahali fulani na governor. So dunga poa, tuende pale. Nikienda pale nitakwambia kuna business card yako, at least kuna ka mixtape mahali on standby, stuff like that. Okay? So that is what we do for networking services for our talents and our artists. Branding, we'll always advise. We'll sit with you to kuulize hiyo introspection. Okay? We'll ask you what do you think works for you, what does not work for you. And then now we'll start crafting something for you that will work for you. Maybe we'll go and research on something that has worked in Nigeria, Tanzania, Hollywood, wherever. And then we'll be like, hebu jaribu hii na hii lakini, but still we maintain our originality. Okay? So branding, we will make sure that we get you into, opportunities with people who can help you even dress you. Okay? Sometimes you do not even necessarily have to buy clothes. Sometimes I can just talk to someone who anauza nguo na namwambiaje, work na msanii wangu akifika pale atakutaja 2-3 upate biashara, just to make sure that your brand is worth some value. Trainings and workshops, exactly what we are doing here. We put a lot of trainings, and at some point I will come to these 2 initiatives, something that I had to come up with somewhere along the way through my journey. We talked about scheduling. Tutakupanga. Kuna mtu kazi yake ni kuangalia tu kalenda yako. Anasema huyu hapatikani siku fulani. Kwa nini? Amesema December atakuwa South Africa.